Hello everyone, this is Trey Fisher with my IRA, which is over women in the military between the two wars. Women have served in every war and conflict in the United States since the Revolutionary War. Much attention and research has been placed on these such events, but there is really little attention ever placed upon the era between the two world wars regarding women in the military. The era solidified women a place within the military forever. Not only that, women helped create the American Red Cross that we know today and saved the nation as nurses during the Spanish flu, where an estimated 675,000 Americans died. American women earned their position in the military with truly blood, sweat, and tears. None of what women have in the military today would have even been possible if it were not for the era between the wars and the fight for equality. By 1919, more than 35,000 women served in the United States military, ranging anywhere from the ages of 21 to 69. This number would eventually expand to about 350,000 women, American women, to fight in or serve in World War II. But on June 4th, 1920, Congress passed an amendment to the National Defense Act of 1916. This action granted women nurses the status of officers up to the rank of major. Now, this is a monumental change of heart by the military and the government itself. It finally allows women to hold commissioned positions in the military. Even though this amendment was not passed in the Great War, it allotted slots for women to continue their careers as nurses within the military after the Great War, which is just insane, especially during that era. With the end of the Great War, many did not return home from Europe until 1923, as the American Red Cross had hired about 20,000 women nurses to assist in 54 hospitals overseas by 1919. White women were not the only women to serve in Europe after the Great War, since the Red Cross employed about 77 African American nurses in 1919 as well. At the end of the Great War, women held around 20% of all wartime manufacturing jobs, which included electrical machinery, airplane manufacturing, and jobs in the food industry. With the end of the war, women pushed for further job creation to assist within the military and just outside, but to still assist with the military itself. This included groups such as the American Red Cross, who, like I said earlier, had already employed 20,000 women nurses, the Young Men's Christian Association, and the Salvation Army. The next major change to America's mentality for women serving in the military came with the introduction of the Spanish flu. To fight the Spanish flu in the country, the Army mobilized the 21,000-strong Army Nurse Corps to fight the spread of the epidemic. Even though this type of action was unheard of during the era, women nurses in the military became one of the most important roles in securing the safety of all Americans. Because of the nature of their work and of their job, close to 200 of these nurses died due to the epidemic itself directly. Women would continue to gain more power in the military leading up to the Second World War. More and more jobs were created within the military, including further medical involvement and jobs that assisted within military fields other than combat, such as economic workers. By the Second World War itself, the Red Cross had created 2,000 recreational facilities abroad, and they served for United States government to aid armed forces serving overseas, and the majority of the workers in these facilities were women. As for the military alone, 3 sections within the military were created for women prior to 1941. These included the Women's Army Auxiliary Corps, the Women Air Force Service Pilots, and the women accepted for volunteer military services. It is incredible how quickly the military and the federal government began to accept women in the military after the Great War. With another looming world war on the horizon in the 30s, the military didn't really have a choice. With women proving themselves time and time again on and off the battlefield, World War II seen about 350,000 American women serving. The number is greater today thanks to the intense heroic work that women put into the military between the two wars during this era. And these two pictures that you see, that you've seen throughout this whole spiel, were found on the United States Army website, and the link to those pictures will be in the description.